Welcome to our January meetup. Today we're joined with percussionist Nigel Charman, who's been a percussionist with the Royal Opera House for the last 11 years, and previous to that he freelanced around London for 25 years. Nigel, thank you very much for joining us. We've just got some questions about your time in the orchestra. So what years were you in the orchestra? When did you first join?
I joined the, as I will insist on calling it, EUYO in 1978. It was the first year that it had started, and I was in it for the two tours, which was Mahler 6 on the first tour and Symphony Fantastique on the second tour.
Great. And when you first applied for it and first got into the orchestra, tell us a little bit about how the results were released, because I believe they were revealed in a slightly different way to how they're revealed nowadays.
The interest in the orchestra was really extraordinary, and I had a phone call from the BBC saying could I go in to film a live news programme that was shown daily at 6 o'clock called Nationwide, and on that the announcement would be made about who the successful applicants for EUYO were. I was told that even though I'd been invited in, they didn't know the results yet, so they didn't know whether I had got in, but as I had got through both rounds of auditions, they thought it was worth me going along anyway.
And when you were in the orchestra, was there a particular highlight for you, a particular conductor, a particular programme that really sticks in your memory?
The first tour we did, we started and we rehearsed in just outside Amsterdam, and the first concert was in the Concertgebouw. Claudio Abbado conducting Mahler 6, an experience I won't forget. Then we travelled around Europe, basically just the capital cities of the countries who were members of the European community then, and it was just, they were all fabulous. But in the summer we played at the Edinburgh Festival, the opening night of the Edinburgh Festival, doing Beethoven 9 with Giulini conducting. Now he was towards the end of his life, but that is an experience I will never ever forget.
I'm sure. And in what ways do you think being in the orchestra has aided your sort of progression through the sort of musical profession?
Firstly, it just confirmed that I was doing the thing that I really always felt I wanted to do. I knew this was the right career for me if I was lucky enough to progress. I learnt how to tour with an orchestra. I learned how to make sure all the gear was in the right place every night, because as looking after the percussion section, we had to set the stage in all these different concert halls and make sure everything was on stage and off stage for Mahler 6. And just working with conductors of that calibre just said, well, this is right for me.
Was being a professional musician something which you had always wanted to do, like from a very young age, or when did it first strike you that this is what I want to do as my career?
I was raised in the Salvation Army, so I'd been a trombone player actually from a very early age, and had always loved music and didn't really consider what I was going to be doing for the rest of my life, but just always loved music. I went to Guildhall on a Saturday morning for I was a junior exhibition at Guildhall School of Music, so there I met some other fabulous players, and it was there that I realised that some of these fabulous players, Mike Hext, could play a bit louder, faster, higher than me. So I changed on to what some people might consider an easier instrument. So I started percussion, really enjoyed it, and then joined the National Youth Orchestra. I think at that point, I actually remember waiting for my letter to come through to let me know about whether I'd got into the National Youth Orchestra or not, and I'd said to my probably 15-year-old self, if I get in, I'll be a professional musician. If I don't, I'll do something else. So the decision was made for me when I got that letter saying I've been accepted to the NYO.
Great. And when you left the EUYO, or the ECYO as it was then, were you already working professionally then, or how long did it take you to sort of work your way into the profession as well?
When I was 19, and the music business then was very different to the music business now. I was already working with orchestras. I'd worked with the Bournemouth Symphony Orchestra, I was starting to work with the London Symphony Orchestra, I was still at college, I still had another year to go at college. So I was, at the time, picking up odd bits of work, and it was just a natural progression to do the EUYO and then carry on playing while doing my college studies as well.
And that sort of brings me on to my next question then. What advice would you have given your 19-year-old self if you could give it now?
Looking back, grow up, behave a bit better, retain the passion for music, and perhaps slow down a little bit. But that's looking back now.
And then in contrast to that, you know, the music industry has changed so much in the last sort of 15, 20, 30 years, whatever. What advice would you give to a sort of young aspiring musician now, and in what ways is that different to this sort of advice that you would have given yourself then?
I think now you just have to prepare everything. You obviously prepare your technique and concentrate on that. It's such a difficult business, but when you are lucky enough to get that last minute phone call, nowadays you can prepare in a different way to what we could. You've got Spotify, you've got the music online. Whatever you do, just make sure however much time you have, you spend it knowing exactly what you're going to play when you arrive. And if you've got to go and sight read it and it's something that's brand new, then you can't really do that, but just deep breaths. But if it is something that is available that you can listen to, please make sure you do listen to it, because you will be going in with a bunch of pro musos who know basically all this stuff, and if you come in spare on your first entry, that's something they might well remember. I know that because I came in spare on my first entry with the London Symphony Orchestra. And just preparation.
Great. Nigel, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.